22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
And are not afraid to say it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is BlackWestchester.com presents the People Before Politics radio show every Sunday 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com, giving you that real talk to 2014, giving you that real talk since 2014. Welcome everybody who's tuning in. Chester.com presents the People Before Politics radio. The echo. Okay. Want to give a big birthday shout out to my homeboy Damon K. Jones. His birthday was yesterday. I don't see it on my page. I don't see the show on my page. Okay. Let's try this again. Share. Oh, that's why. Black Westchester. Okay. Black Westchester. 1 second, y'all. Make sure I'm sharing it on my page so everybody can tune in. Everybody can watch. 1 second. Okay. There goes the show. That's not today. This is today. Yes. Share. Ah, that's why. Go back. Share. As me. Share. Has been added to your timeline. Okay, that should solve that problem. Let's see. There we go. Okay, everybody just tuned in. Welcome to the show. Shout out to Nas Duncan. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, this is BlackWestchester.com presents the People Before Politics radio show. We're on every Sunday, 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com, giving you that real talk for the community since 2014. Starting the show off quickly. Want to give a great big birthday shout out to my man 50 grand, Damon K. Jones. His birthday was yesterday. And also to Dr. Bob, whose birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Damon K. Jones. Happy birthday, Dr. Bob. Oh, yes, and happy birthday to Tasha Young, another co-host of the show, whose birthday also was yesterday. So we got Damon and Tasha yesterday, and we got Dr. Bob tomorrow. All the Leos in the house. I think it's Leos. I don't keep up with all that Zodiac stuff. But, yeah, all three are celebrating the birthdays. This is the birthday weekend. Next week is our 5-year anniversary. of the People Before Politics radio show. We kicked this off August 3rd, 2014. Damon and I entered the studio for the first time to do the show. It's been definitely been a journey. It's 5 years. Celebrated our 100th episode, our 200th episode. Now we're celebrating the 5-year anniversary. Have interviewed everybody who's anybody. Shout out to all the guests, all of you who have tuned in, all the supporters. We greatly appreciate it. We could not be doing this without you. Also, so in addition to hearing us on Facebook, you can watch us on Facebook Live. You can go to YouTube, I believe, to the Black West Justice page and watch it live. And you can listen to the audio on live365.com. That's live365.com, from your phone, from your computer, wherever. And also, you can go to inthemixradio.com, and In The Mix Radio has an app. Go to your app store, go to In The Mix Radio. Mix has 2 X's. In The Mix Radio, download the app. And you could also watch the show on there. So a bunch of different ways to watch the show. Nas said, happy Sunday, People Before Politics. Happy Sunday to you, Nas. Shout out to the Future Society. Tuned in. Everybody is still talking about the Mount Vernon mayoral mess. I don't know. I got that from another media outlet. I'm not sure who said it first, CBS, NBC, but I love it, so I'm going to run with it. The Mount Vernon mayoral mess. So real recapping what happened last week, Wednesday, I believe, 11 o'clock a.m., a lot of the black clergy, 30 clergy members from Mount Vernon, met and invited Richard Thomas and Andre Wallace. They asked each to make their case of why they should be the one to stay in office. The clergy asked Richard Thomas would he step down now, and even made a deal, even offered asked Andre to work with the council, give Richard Thomas a severance package, which would be his pay to September 30th, but he would have 7 days to step down. He refused. He said he is not stepping down because of the plea deal gave him to September 30th, so he is not stepping down. They also asked Andre Wallace would he consider going back to the council, having them to reverse their decision. He returns as council president and step down as acting mayor, and he said no. The council articulated, interpreted the charter, and he feels that he's in the right. So basically, we are still left with the tale of 2 mayors. That was Wednesday. So during the meeting with the black clergy, Richard Thomas said he was going to go to court the next day. He went to court Thursday to ask the judge for an injunction to stop the city council from what they did and to stop Andre Wallace from calling himself acting mayor. That was Thursday. Friday, they all went to court. Well, the council wasn't. Richard Thomas and his lawyer was there. The council wasn't there because it was an injunction against the council, the controller, and Andre Wallace. The council wasn't there. The controller wasn't there. It was just Andre Wallace and his red bottoms. If you've seen the picture, you'll know what I'm talking about. Andre Wallace be wearing them designer red bottom shoes, and you can see the bottom of it as he was walking. So it was just Andre Wallace and his red bottoms there. So the judge did not grant Richard Thomas his temporary restraining order or injunction or whatever to stop Andre Wallace from calling himself acting mayor. I think the judge heard both sides. At one point, one lawyer stood up and said, I'm representing Mayor Richard Thomas. The other lawyer stood up and said, I'm representing Mayor Andre Wallace. And the judge said, okay, who's representing the city of Mount Vernon? Very good question. Very good question. So the judge heard both sides. And I believe everyone has to return back to court this Wednesday. And the tale of two mayors continues. So that's where we are with this whole thing. Mount Vernon politics is the gift that keeps on giving. If you do the news, there's always something going on. I still blame, and I'm going to keep saying this, I blame Tish James and the Attorney General's office for leaving. I think all of this is the aftermath of a bad deal that they agreed to in this plea deal with Richard Thomas, where they had him for 6 or 7 felonies, and I believe up to 4 misdemeanors, allowed him to plead guilty to 2, put in there a clause that he can't hold office or run for office or have any public office for a year, comma, but wait, there's more. You can sit in the seat for another 82 days, though. Those two things don't go together. So, and then there was the grand jury who interviewed Richard Thomas for the $365,000 that got misappropriated from the water department to pay his legal bills. They decide not to indict him, but then indict the corporation counsel, Lawrence Bakari, for following his orders to pay his legal bills. That, again, I think the Attorney General did a very poor job in this situation. And if the Attorney General can't handle a situation like what's going on in Mount Vernon, I don't know what chance they think they have with a narcissist like Donald Trump, the Trump Foundation, going after the family for the crimes that were committed in New York. If you can't handle this well, I really don't know what chance. I don't have a lot of hope for any actions from the Attorney General's office against Donald Trump, which is we need all we can get as far as Donald Trump is concerned. He has to go. That's all on that real quick. I did want to give a couple of shout outs. One to we just lost a fellow journalist. Real quick. Long time Journal News journalist, Rich Lieberman. He passed. I think he retired not too long ago because of health issues, and he passed. And I'll read a statement from Westchester County Executive George Latimer on the situation. He said, all of Westchester mourns the passing of longtime Journal News reporter Rich Liebelson. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name right. Rich was a talented writer who put all of his being into following and investigating stories that mattered to the people of Westchester. Rich had a number of beats over the years, working for the Journal News, from education to government to public safety. A White Plains resident, he kept us informed and engaged as a beat reporter. For that, we can never thank him enough. Our thoughts are with his family and friends during this difficult time. My partner Damon K. Jones left a comment on his Facebook page about Rich as well. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where'd you put it? There we go. Damon wrote 2 hours ago, R.I.P. good friend and journalist Rich Lieberson, Liebson. I'm sure I'm screwing up the name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Damon goes on to say, we have had many conversations about many issues in the past. You have always reported the facts. Job well done. God bless. So I want to give a shout out to the family and friends on Rich. This is his picture right here. He held it down for several years. for the Journal News, and he will be missed. So I definitely wanted to show him some love. Shout to Tamika Douglas, Glenn Butler, Cheryl Blue, Brownlee Fox, Cynthia Turnquest Jones, Dawn Seawright, good evening AJ, good evening Damon K. Jones. Shout out to Charles Stern. Shout out to Charles Stern. We've added his Red Blue Talk as a new column in the Black Westchester newspaper. In the July 15th issue, he wrote something on the debate and the interaction between Biden and Kamala Harris, and he will be covering this next debate in the next couple of days for the August issue. For all that didn't hear me, next week is the 5-year anniversary of the People Before Politics radio show. Damon and I started this August 3rd, 2014. We entered the studio for the first time, and it has been a journey. We started the website Black Westchester July 15th, so we just celebrated the 5th anniversary of the website. And when we on the 3-year anniversary, a lot of people were calling for us to do a newspaper. So we started the newspaper August 2017. So this next issue is our 2-year anniversary of the newspaper. We've already been getting a lot of calls and emails for people wanting to put congratulatory ads in. Last day to get your ad in is Monday, a week from tomorrow, Monday, August 5th. So definitely hit us at Advertise with BW. We will be celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the show starting today and into the next 5 weeks to 4 weeks in August. We'll be doing a little celebration each week, celebrating 5 years of doing this radio. I mean, I don't know if any of y'all have done radio before, but 5 years is a big deal. We celebrated our 100th anniversary, 100th episode, our 200th episode. I think this is something like episode 215, something like that. And we're going, and this next week will be the 5-year anniversary of this radio show, which we are very excited about. We have a lot to celebrate. We will be celebrating over the next month. Like I said, make sure you get your ads in by Monday, August 5th. And all of y'all who've been good sponsoring the radio show, our anniversaries, our 100th and 200th episode. Friday is the last day. If you want to sponsor, if you have any questions about that or want to know more, hit us up at blackwestchester@gmail.com. But we want to thank you all for holding it down with us. I want to thank all the co-hosts that have been here throughout the years. We started off the show with the lovely Cynthia Turnquest Jones, who held it down with us for about the first year, maybe two. Then we had Juanita Lewis come in as a guest co-host from Community Voices Heard. We've had Tasha Young. One more thing. Tasha Young, shout out to Tasha Young and Damon K. Jones. They both celebrated their birthday yesterday. And shout out to Dr. Bob, who's celebrating his birthday tomorrow. So we had Tasha Young come in. So we had Tasha Diaz, who just won Yonkers City Council District 3. We've had Janelle Albritton has come in a few times when Cynthia couldn't make it in the beginning. Dr. Bob eventually joined the show somewhere before our 2-year anniversary because he was there with us as a Cynthia and everybody else celebrating our 2-year anniversary at Mangoville in New Rochelle. So he came in right after Cynthia left, I believe. Lorraine Lopez has been on for at least 2 years or better as a consistent co-host. She's not here today. Who else? Charles Stern has come in as a guest co-host and actually guest hosted the show. The week after the primary, I took off. Charles came in, joined Bob, Charles Stern, and he guest hosted the show. I know we're leaving some people out. Rashad Ballah has been a big part of the show. Priscilla Ichi, she's been a big part of the show. Shout out to Priscilla Ichi because we actually found out about this station because she had a show with some other people, and she invited Damon to be on her show, and I came to videotape as I always was doing back then, everything Damon was doing. And we talked to the owner. Shout out to DJ Cruz, owner of In The Mix. We talked to him, and we started our show August 3rd, 2014. Like I said, it's been a journey. We've had Senator Majority Leader now, Andrea Stewart Cousins, on about 4 or 5 times. We've had Charles Latimer on as state senator and as county exec. We've had Tish James on just before the primary. We've had State Senator Biaggi, Alessandra Biaggi. And shout out to her. She just got married on the 22nd. So shout out to Alexandria Biaggi and her new husband. I don't know his name. I have it somewhere. I don't have it in front of me. But shout out to them. I knew she was engaged. That's crazy. She ran a hell of a race. She was engaged. She just got engaged. She was running that race. Well deserved. I wish them years of happiness. But we've had her on the show as a candidate and back again as state senator. We've had State Senator Jamal Bailey on. We've had Minister Hafiz, who is the East Coast representative for Farrakhan. He's been on at least 5 times. We've had the legendary radio show host Bob Law. He's come on once or twice. We've had Captain Dennis of the Peacekeepers. Shout out to Captain Dennis. We've had him on. We've had various activists on. Too many to name. We've had Yusef Salam of the Central Park 5, now the Exonerated 5. He's been on the show once or twice. His mom, Sharon Salam, has been here a couple of times. We've had a whole lot of people. Run DMC, Run's house. So we had a whole lot of people on this stage tonight. We've had a whole lot of people in this studio. Local artists, local authors. We're going to give you another local author again tonight. Anna Armstrong, a young lady. She's actually Judge Adrian Armstrong's daughter. She has a new book on social justice, criminal justice, and she's going to be coming on somewhere around 7-ish to talk about her new book. And but we've had a lot of local authors on, artists on. We've had a lot of people. We've discussed a lot of issues. A lot of y'all that are listeners now have gone through some situations, and we've had y'all on, and we've covered your situations. Yeah, I'm thanking. Oprah used to always say, "Thank you for letting me into your living rooms every day. I thank you for allowing me in your households via your computer, your iPad, your laptop, whatever, every week for 5 years. It has definitely been a pleasure." Matumbo said, "Congrats. This is a historical moment. The Black CNN for real. Definitely appreciate that." Yes, Charles. We've had as far as elected officials, we've had Mike Spano on. We've had Mayor Norm Bramson on. We've had Peekskill Mayor Andre Rainey on. We've had council members from Greenberg, White Plains, New Rochelle, Jared Rice, been on several times. We've had Osning, Peekskill, several other places. We've had many local officials. We had Mike Sussman. We had Jamani Williams when he was running for lieutenant governor, and now he is the new New York City public advocate. He got elected to fill a seat that was vacant by Tish James when she became AG. So we've had a lot of people. We've dealt with a lot of the issues from Eric Garner and the police killings. Kenneth Chamberlain's been on here several times. I mean, it's just been I could just go on and on. There's so many people that have been on this show, and we've dealt with so many issues. I thank all of those who, like I said, who support, who tune in, who trusted us with their issues to get the word out for them, who come to us for the information to find out what the story is, and wait to hear the news with the black point of view from Black Westchester. We could not have done this alone. Even with the website, people like Cynthia Turnquest Jones, Lorraine Lopez, Tasha Young, Rashad Bala. We've had Paul Finer. Shout out to Paul Finer, who has a column in the paper, bringing that back, a monthly column in the paper. It's just been great, man. And we're going to be celebrating over the next 5 weeks. What else is up? As you see, Dr. Bob may be back a little later. He has some running around to do. Damon K. Jones is celebrating his birthday one more time. Happy birthday, Damon. Again yesterday, and was his birthday and Tasha Young's birthday, and tomorrow is Dr. Bob's birthday. So he kind of in lounge mode too. And for all of y'all, on another note, who'll be watching me on Facebook, again, instead of a Pepsi, I am sitting here with a can of Schweppes Black Cherry. So I'm trying to get better. I ain't give the Pepsi up, but I've been drinking it a lot less than I used to drink it every day, all day. Trying to cut a lot of that out. A lot more water, sparkling water, seltzer, a lot more fruits, a lot more salads. Thank you for all. Shout out to Brenda L. Crump, before I forget, who is my accountability partner, which made me think of it just now. We always take pictures of what we're eating, and she checks on me if she ain't here for me a couple of days, make sure I ain't see what I'm eating. I've spoke on it last week. I want to speak on it again this week because I spoke on it at the end of the show. So Brenda Crump, by now most people should know, her husband had to have 2 life-saving brain surgeries inside of a week. Her and the children have been there round the clock every day, all day. They started a GoFundMe page to help cover with the expenses, medical expenses, even little things like, her and the kids just parking the car and every day in the lot, and food at the hospital. And I want to thank all the people from Brenda who have come through with vegan meals, with vegan food. Tasha Diaz gave me a bunch of vegan snacks to give them, which has helped them a lot. But they still need a lot more help. So I'm going to put the link up again for the GoFundMe. And if you can find it in your heart, give a little, give a lot. Brenda is the type of person that is always there for everybody, who always keeps us informed, who tirelessly goes out and represents Black Westchester at court dates and press conferences and streams them live. So, especially when I can't be there, she holds that down. Shout to Atif K. Coleman, Atif Khalil, he also does too. But Brenda holds it down, keeps us informed of what's going on with the school board and the budgets and stuff. And she's one of our own. We got to take care of our own, especially those who always look out for us, and they never ask for anything in return. And this is me, not her. I'm asking everybody who can hear my voice to give a little bit to her GoFundMe, so that it'll help them through the situation. So I'm pulling up the link as we speak. We did a little write-up on Black Westchester. I want to pull that up real quick and share the link. So if you have not had a chance to, and you do have it, I ask you to give a little something. Well, give what you can. Whether it's a little or a lot, give what you can to Brenda's GoFundMe thing. That is the link right there. I just put it in the I just put it in the comment section. Please click on that. You'll see more of the story, pictures, and she definitely appreciates everything everybody is doing for her. Thank you for all the people and all our supporters who actually stepped up and gave, but she still needs more. So I'm asking everybody who can hear my voice, go share that with other people too, and click on the link, go to the GoFundMe page, and drop a little something in there for that family. That's all I could really say on that, man. My prayers go to her and her whole family. And she's also dealing with, she was a caregiver for her mom in North Carolina, and she was down there, and then she had to come home for her husband, and she's on the phone back and forth checking on her mom. That's got to be tiring. I know when I was a caregiver for my mom, just that alone used to wear me out every day, all day. But to have, your spouse and your mom in two different states going through what they're going through, and then you got to be strong for your kids. So, everybody join me in keeping her lifted up, and definitely hit that GoFundMe. All right, so I don't want to linger on that too long, but I wanted to give that a shout because, again, last week, I really didn't get to it to the end of the show. I'm not sure. We had a couple of people coming through. I know Prince Robinson, he was on last week, the end of last week's show. He's going to be doing some guest hosting. He is supposed to be on his way as well. I'm not sure when he's getting here. I'm not sure what time Bob's coming back. And like I said, and a new author coming in, she'll be here within the half hour. So anybody listening right now, if I didn't touch upon something and you want to hear me talk about something, hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you want to talk about, what you want to address, what else is going on that I did not mention. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm going from page to page. You'll have to excuse me. I'm checking the comments. Turn the volume down on that one. Anybody I didn't shout out yet? See some more people up here that I didn't get to. Yo, Dawn Seawright, I just want to shout her out as well, because she always... Monroe Sherm. I'm not sure who that is. I'm on the radio. Okay. I didn't hear the buzzer yet. Dawn Seawright. She every week she sends. How Facebook shows you memories of things you posted years before. I guess she's been following the show for a while because she's posted all the memories of the previous shows on the radio. Hey AJ, I just sent file. Okay. So I wanted to shout her out. She's been sharing the previous shows, Dawn Seawright, every week, tagging me and Damon in them. So I definitely want to shout her out. Any updates on the charter revision? Well, we just did an article that. Thank you for mentioning that. I don't know about updates yet, but I can read this public notice. We need to uplift that anyway. The Mount Vernon Charter Revision Commission is holding two public hearings this week. On Thursday, August 1st, At 1 p.m., the Mount Vernon Public Library in the Fiction Room, 28 South 1st Street, Mount Vernon, New York. And later that day, Thursday, August 1st, at 6:30 p.m. at the Mount Vernon City School District Board of Education, 165 Columbus Avenue. The City of Mount Vernon Charter Revision Commission will hold 2 hearings on Thursday, August 1st. That's the April before. August 1st, 2019. The commission will present proposals for revisions to the City of Mount Vernon Charter to review and consideration with public comments. The City of Mount Vernon Charter serves as a local constitution and provides the structure of the city government. These public hearings are an opportunity for the public. Again, let me read that part real loud again. These public hearings are an opportunity for the public. That means you, who, if you can hear my voice, to respond to the current draft of the commission's reports, and for the commission to also conduct any other business that may be necessary. These hearings are open to the public, and the public will have an opportunity to testify in person before the commission about the current draft of the commission report and any aspects of the charter. Then they have a link there. Anybody interested in testifying, I guess that means speaking, can RSVP by email at cmvcharterrevision@gmail.com. I wrote with that over the past few years. You've heard from one elected official to another interpreting the city charter, some in their own favor. Many flaws in the outdated charter have been exposed over the past few years. It is in desperate need for revision. Earlier this year, the Charter Revision Commission was formed, and Derrickson Lawrence, the CEO of Market View Resources, who also ran for Congress and served as vice president of the Westchester County Charter Revision Commission, was appointed the chairman. In addition to Lawrence, the commission, excuse me, the commission is made up of a diverse group of residents, including Michael Templeton. Let me get some drink. That's better. Michael Templeton, the vice chair, retired lawyer. Co-vice chair, W. DeWitt McLeod. Secretary Vanessa Ritter. Paul Avery. And I can't pronounce that name, Hadley, Kevin Cullen, Mike Justino, president of Fleetwood Neighborhood Association, Franklin Williamson, pastor, Mary McKinsley, real estate broker, Elaine Lampert, human resource director, and a few other people. But again, that's let me share that link in the comment section as well, so everybody can see that. Here you go, and read it for yourself. But yeah, they're having 2 public hearings this Thursday, August 1st. Thank you for the question, Matumbo, because I forgot to mention that. Appreciate you. Anything else anybody else want to know about while we're waiting on our guest? Any questions? Any comments? Any topics you want to hear me talk about? Usually we go on and on. We got the room packed full of people, and I don't give enough interaction with you, the listeners. So now I am trying to do that, and I need some interaction from y'all. Shout out to Omi Medina, or anybody want to talk about anything, anybody want to address anything, anybody have any questions for me or topics they want to see me address, please leave them in the comment section real quick. Charles Stern, you always have good questions. Charles Stern, what would you like to discuss or hear me talk about? Help me out. You always come with some really good questions. I want to hear from, so I'm watching MSNBC, and we haven't heard you comment on the current state of Mayorville. Joe Nagel said good evening, AJ and all. Actually, I did. And for y'all that missed it, I'll try to do it real brief. So I covered that earlier this week, Wednesday. A lot of black clergy, 30 members or so, met at Greater Centennial at 11 a.m. And invited Richard Thomas and Andre Wallace. Had both of them speak on why they should be the one in that seat right now, trying to end the tale of two mayors. And they presented Richard Thomas with a proposition that if the council voted on it and approved it, would he consider stepping down immediately or within the next few days? And if he was given a severance package that would include his pay up until September 30th. He refused and didn't feel like there was a need for him to do that, and that he is the mayor till September 30th. Then they asked Andre Wallace why he should be there, why Richard shouldn't be there. And they even asked him to eliminate the confusion, would he be willing to go back to the city council, and asked him to reverse the unanimous decision to interpret the charter, consider Mayor Thomas' position vacated, have Andre Wallace go back to council president. And Andre Wallace said he shouldn't have to. They need to get Richard Thomas out. So the tale of two mayors continues. I also want to say, I've said this to everybody who has heard me recently, while it's very, let's forget about how it looks on the news. It's national news. The Associated Press has picked it up. WBLS has called Richard Thomas a squatter. Whoopi Goldberg mentioned it while she was talking about the governor not wanting to step down in Puerto Rico and 1 million people protesting. And then she went into the two mayors of Mount Vernon. Everybody's talking about it. But bigger than that, and bigger how than the city looks, which is already bad enough, my concern is the employees of Mount Vernon. The people that work for the city of Mount Vernon, they do not know who to report to. They do not know who is in charge. Reverend Darren Morton, who's the pastor of the the pastor of Macedonia, was at the meeting with the black clergy, and he spoke on that a little bit, very passionately, trying to see where I'm trying to pull that up real quick. Yeah. But he spoke on that, like, there are so many people, they don't know what to do. They don't know who to listen to. They don't know. Yeah, at one point, a passionate Darren Morton, commissioner of the Department of Recreation, stated he works with these employees of the city every day, and many are scared, do not know who to answer to, and do not know if they will have a job or a paycheck on any given day. And since they do not know who to trust or talk to, they go the opposite way. When they see a council members walking or any elected officials walking, they actually go the opposite way, because you don't want to get caught talking to the wrong person and get and be retaliated against by the other side. So he was almost in tears a few times while discussing this, and the employees are caught in the middle. And I gotta say, that's a very tough place to be, man. You go to work every day, you go to do your job. Those who do their job, and there's a lot of them, they do their job and they work hard for the city. They out there picking up garbage and doing whatever in the heat and the wintertime, do whatever. They're out there, and they don't know who to trust. They don't know who to report to. They don't know. I mean, you got Andre Wallace reappointing Sean Harris as the new police commissioner, and then he gets arrested when he walks in and tries to report to work. So even the police department is divided. Richard Thomas swore in a bunch of new recruits and then gave a bunch of promotions But Chief Zadie had to call Andre Wallace to re-swear in the new appointees because he wanted to make sure that they would be on the payroll. Like, we're doing things twice. People don't know what to do. So anyway, that was Wednesday. That was Wednesday. So Wednesday, Richard Thomas not only said he wouldn't step down, he said he was going to go to court the next day. So Richard Thomas goes to court on Thursday, and he asked the court to order the council and the controller to stop disrupting the city of Mount Vernon, the city government. Let me see if I can get a quote of his in here. He specifically asked for the court in the court filings. He asked the court to order Andre Wallace, who was sworn in as acting mayor Wednesday, July 10th, unanimously by the council, to stop calling himself acting mayor, to stop signing checks and contracts as acting mayor, and to stop hiring and terminating, and as Richard Thomas put, terrorizing municipal employees. Richard Thomas said these actions are illegal, unnecessary, disruptive, embarrassing, and directly interfere with the day-to-day operations of the municipal government and his ability to discharge his statutory duties as mayor, he said. And then he put a bunch of links up and everything. So that was Thursday. So on Friday, they go to court. So they go to court Friday. The judge, one lawyer steps up saying they represent Mayor Richard Thomas. Another lawyer got up and said he represents Mayor Andre Wallace. And you know what the judge said? Very good question. So who's here to represent the city of Mount Vernon? Joseph Nigro, tough spot for them to be in for sure. Absolutely. So they go back and forth, and Richard Thomas was not granted the order that he was looking for. I guess both sides made their arguments, and the judge ordered everybody to come back to court next Wednesday. And that is where we are right now, in the tale of two mayors. That is where we are right now in the Mount Vernon mayoral mess. Thank you, Charles, for that question. I did address that early on in the beginning of the show, but I'm glad to repeat it for those who didn't hear it. So that's where we are, man. And, you know, I get calls every day. Shout out to Mount Vernon City Court Judge Adrian Armstrong and Nesta Felix. Shout out Nesta, and Mr. Stop and Shake, Hector Santiago is tuned in. I get calls every day. People asking me, so what do I think is going to happen? Do I think Richard Thomas is going to step down? What do I think? You know what? We are in uncharted territory right now. Everybody has an assumption, a guess. They talk about what they think is going to happen. I think there's enough of that going on without me guessing as well. Nobody knows what is going to happen. No one knows exactly what's going to happen in court Wednesday. No one knows how this thing is going to play out. We are in uncharted territory, and never at one point in Mount Vernon history have we had two people in City Hall claiming the title mayor at the same time. Never in the history of the city of Mount Vernon have we had this. Now, don't get me wrong, and now let me say this, and I've said this before. Richard Thomas, the corruption didn't start with him. There's been corruption in this city for a long time. Various mayors. Some of them were better at it than others, and you didn't know about it, and you didn't hear about it, and you didn't read about it every day. Some of them had the pleasure of serving before social media really kicked in, so you didn't hear about it on social media every day. Richard Thomas is not necessarily... Richard Thomas is the result of what has been going on in the city for a very long time. Richard Thomas is the product that was created from all those that were in power before and all the things that were done. Everybody wants to sit down and point fingers, but he is not the problem. He's the result. But don't get me wrong, he is a problem. Don't get me wrong. But he's the result of what has been going on in this city for a very long time. There was corruption before him. There was wars in City Hall before him. But his administration has exposed several things in the charter that definitely need to be tightened up or revised. Segueing back into the charter revision, I don't know how effective they are going to be. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how much power they do have. I am willing to give them a shot and see what can be done. But they can't do it by themselves. It's time for all the residents of Mount Vernon, for all the taxpayers, for all the registered voters. It is time for you to get up, to step up, to stand up, to get involved. It is time for you to get involved. Puerto Rico should have shown us one thing. 1 million people hit the streets in Puerto Rico saying they wanted that governor out of there. I can't get 5 people to stand with me in Mount Vernon, huh? Oh, who's that, Prince? Who's that, young lady? Yeah. Up, she can come on in. Tell her, come on in. I can't get 5 people to stand with me. Hey, I can't get 5 people to stand with me in the city of Mount Vernon to stand up, to talk about what is going on. And that is the shame. There's a saying, you get the government that you deserve. The problems that are going on right now are the results in what we voted for. I voted for Richard Thomas. What we voted for. We have to do a better job. We have to be more informed. We can't just be voting for people because they're cool, because we grew up with them. We have to change. If we want change, I love that quote that Obama said, we have to be the change that we want. No one person can come in office and change the city. No one person can do it. It's going to take all of us. And until everybody gets sick and tired of being sick and tired, and excuse me, my guest, and get off their ass and say something and do something, it doesn't matter who sits in the mayor's seat right now. It really doesn't matter. So that's all I have to say to that. And I want to go into, where is that? Is this the right one? Here we go. I want to go into my guest. Let me give her a round of applause. I have 2 screens. I never know which one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, mic 3. Turn on your mic. Pull your mic close to you. Speak into your mic, and you have a computer in front. It pulls. It moves. You can pull it as close as. Oh. Yeah, just pull it. Yeah, here we go. As close as you need. And the computer in front of you, you can use social media, whatever you want to do. Sign in. The video is live on my page. You can share it to your page. Okay. I want to introduce this young lady I've been excited to talk to 2 or 3 years ago. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've been asked to speak at Mount Vernon Career Day. So, I've gone by myself. 1 year, Damon went with me, and we spoke in 2 different classes. I spoke in one class with somebody else. Damon spoke in one class with somebody else, and we spoke in one class together. The class we spoke in together, we were talking about Black Westchester. We were talking about the history, some of the stuff we do. And there was a young lady in that class that asked a lot of questions about social justice, criminal reform, and about journalism. And she asked a lot of questions, and you answer the questions and everything. So then you have a what they call an ambassador or whatever that walks you around, walks all the people to their classes, walked all of us to the classes we were supposed to be in. So I had that young lady write the story about the career day, and in this story there's a quote from this young lady who quotes me. So I'm moving on. So then I get a call about a year or so later from Judge Armstrong, who says, my daughter would love to write an article for Black Westchester. I'm like, yeah, sure. Still not knowing that I'm talking to the same person. This is the same person. So she wrote this great article. Then I get a call last year or early this year? Last year about a book she's writing. And then I found out all along that this is the same young lady from that day that was asking all those questions in Mount Vernon High School. And she is a student at Pace University right now,
Yes.
but going to transfer into Buffalo State.
University of Buffalo.
University of Buffalo. And has wrote a book on criminal justice, which is one of my favorite topics here. The book is called A New Hope for Justice. And I'd like to introduce to you Ayanna, is that the right?
Yes.
Ayanna Armstrong. One more time. There you go. Welcome. You know, you came in my little end point of asking me about Mount Vernon politics, so I kind of was getting into that. But I enjoy, we've had several young authors on. Our former co-host, Cynthia Turnquest-Jones, she's really into Black literacy and Black authors and stuff, and we try to always promote new Black authors. So I got a call from you about a book you were writing, and I think you quoted me or something. You interviewed me or something for the book. And now the book is almost ready to come out, so I wanted to bring you to the show to talk about your book.
Thank you so much. First, I want to thank you for inviting me to talk on here. I feel like it's a great opportunity, and I also want to congratulate you on your 5th year anniversary.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So what, now I knew, like, you always see in those classes, there's always one or two that ask a lot of questions. And that, some people just ask questions, to be asking questions, but you can see when some people are asking questions for a reason. And I saw that in you. What made you decide to write this book?
Well, I feel like I first got into politics when I first wrote the piece for you for the Charlottesville in Virginia.
Right. That's it. Right.
So I feel like after seeing what went down in Charlottesville, the people that got injured, seeing pictures on social media, I felt like I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how to get there.
Right.
So someone on LinkedIn reached out to me. He's a professor at Georgetown University, so he gave me the opportunity to write a book, so I decided to write something on criminal justice reform and also do a little twist by providing solutions as well, because I feel like a lot of criminal justice books don't provide the solutions, they just state the problem.
Okay. And I forgot to switch screens. Now you can see the young lady who was talking. It was just on me. Yes. I'm excited about that. Now you wrote this book, but you have a particular kind of publishing deal structured where you have to pre-sell some books or something.
Yes.
Explain that to the people.
So for the first 30 days, I'm doing a pre-sale campaign, and I have to sell at least 100 books to anybody that wants to buy it or is interested in buying. But they can also donate money. So I feel like that will be pretty interesting, and I hope that I can sell a few books.
Well, I'm encouraging everybody who can hear me, who is into social criminal justice reform, who supports this show. I just posted the link to the author spotlight I did on her with her video, with the link to where they can. Yes. I'm trying to pull up your video. It's not cooperating with me. Here we go. I want to show this real quick. This is a little video that you put, that I guess your publishers put together.
Yes.
We're gonna try to get that. Let me get that on the screen. There we go. Turn the volume up. That should be it. Volume.
Hi, my name is Ayanna Armstrong. The title of my book is A New Hope for Justice, and my book is about innovative ways that normal people can make a change for criminal justice reform and providing solutions for the criminal justice system. Some of the big themes that are in my book are about humanizing police officers, since a lot of people don't trust the police because of the community. I also talk about problems within the prison and how to better the conditions in prison. I also talk about women in prison and how they need different needs compared to the men in prison as well, and gun violence too. In my book, you'll hear about Yara Shahidi, Kim Kardashian, Meek Mill, and they talk about different themes of the book. One story that I found interesting, that when I interviewed someone named Kenneth Chamberlain Jr., he told me that his father was killed in an accidental call to the police station. So his father was on life alert and it went off when he fell. And then the police arrived, the White Plains Police Department arrived at his house, and he refused for the police officers to help him. He just told them that it was an accident, he didn't want their help, and then basically the police officers rushed into his home and ended up shooting and killing him. So instead of him hating the police department or police in general, he decided to create the Westchester Coalition for Police Reform, which informs the community of different police tactics and try to bridge the trust between the community and the police. After reading this book, my hope is that readers can understand that they can use their own tools, social media, such as Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, to fight for what they believe in and advocate for different causes and try to make a difference. Go to rallies, organize events, join nonprofit organizations. It's not really out of our hands to try to make a difference. You would enjoy this book if you're a young adult or someone that has a passion in criminal justice reform. Hi, my name is Ayanna Armstrong, and I'm the author of A New Hope for Justice.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that. I could talk about it, but you already had it there, so I figured I'd let your words in your video show.
Yes.
I'm very impressed, to be honest. I am very impressed. Trying to get back to my other screen, turn that off. Yes, I am very impressed. So what do you you said you hope you spoke about that. Well, let me talk about Kenneth Chamberlain. I've gotten to know him, and he was a school buddy of my partner Damon K. Jones, who's not here today. His birthday was yesterday, and they grew up together. And Kenneth's father was kind of like a second father to him, and I've gotten to know Kenneth Chamberlain very well, and I've said that to him, sitting in the chair that you're sitting in now and sitting in the car with him. You know, you couldn't blame him if he was on some real F the police tip right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
really, you couldn't blame him. And I would hope that I never have to find out, but I would hope that if I ever was in the experience that he had to go through, that I could handle it how he's handling it. I've been at, the Westchester Coalition for Police Reform. I've been at many police community rallies and town halls with him in Greenburgh, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Yonkers, and various situations like that. And it's important for him for better police and community relations, and that says a lot about the person. And I just want to give him an extra shout out and some extra love. On top of dealing with that, in the 7 years he's been fighting for justice for his father, he recently lost his daughter. We went down to Brooklyn together for a young man, mostly disturbed young man that got killed by the police. It was the 1 year anniversary, and Tish James and the Attorney General decided not to press charges. So we went down for a rally down there. And on the way back from Brooklyn, he's being told it's definitely his daughter that was in the car accident. He may have been the last person to talk to her on the phone. She's in San Diego. She's in the Navy. She was going to a hair salon or get her nails done, somewhere like that. Mm-hmm. And somehow may have lost control of the car. It hit a tree, caught on fire, and she got trapped in the car. So, that was his heart. So it's just he still has not mourned for that situation. and now he's dealing with this situation, and just sending him love and support right now, because I know he's having a lot of days, and some days are good, some days is bad. He just sent something out yesterday, and he said there's been much more bad days than good days, but he's one of the strongest cats I know, and I stand with him every day, anything he needs me to do. So shout out to him. But yeah, I think I talked to you about him in the book too as well.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know that you actually spoke to him afterwards.
I actually reached out to him.
Oh, that was great. I'm sure he loves the opportunity to talk. And he also, everybody else whose whose loved one has been killed by the police, he's right there on the front line fighting for them, for justice for their family as well. So he's a rare individual I'm glad to call friend, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, and all things are local. We have the Eric Garners and Mike Browns, but we have Kenneth Chamberlain here in White Plains, here in Westchester. So I'm glad that you included that. So what else is in the book?
Well, I also talk about a police officer, Anthony Johnson, who's also known as Officer AJ, and I found him on Instagram. So he does like different videos with kids in the community. He dances, he raps with them. Okay. So I feel like that's a good way to bridge the gap between the community and the police. So
did you talk to any of the current police commissioners or chiefs or?
No, I didn't get a chance to do that.
Oh.
So I basically just interviewed like other people on LinkedIn, like past people that were incarcerated, people that got out, and what they're doing with their lives now.
I'm glad you brought up, because belong to this thing called the Pan-African Unity Dialogue, and they had this young lady who was formerly incarcerated. I cannot think of her name. She's a big advocate for women in prison, and how the decisions made for them are by men.
Yes.
And they don't understand the different needs that women have. And especially the woman, the woman is the mother, and her being incarcerated has a whole nother effect on a kid than
yes.
So I'm glad you were able to touch upon that.
Yes, I found that interesting as well. So I know they're trying to do different policies, like they're trying to figure out like menstrual cycles and all that stuff. So hopefully they get that.
So when does this book officially come out? Because I'm waiting to read it.
It gets published December 2019.
Okay.
So a few more months.
Okay. So everybody who's listening now and everybody who will listen to the video later, what do you want to say to them about this book? Why should they support this book?
I think they should support this book because it provides ways that not only politicians or like celebrities can make a way, but we can also make a difference on criminal justice reform by using social media such as Instagram and Snapchat, and just share and repost of stuff that we want to see changing and advocate for.
Y'all have. First off, I want to also compliment you. While I'm always saying people need to get involved, like I just turned 53. My partner just turned 51. We are no longer the youth, even though we're still the young at heart. It's going to take your generation. You're the future of whatever this looks like.
Yes.
And at your age, well, you might not know, I used to be in hip hop. I used to be an artist. I used to be running around doing all those things. So I wasn't thinking about no criminal justice reform. I wasn't thinking about none of that. I wasn't thinking about politics. I was partying and having a good time and doing shows and making records. So I always am impressed by people your age that step up to the plate, that want to make a change. It's been because, if history has shown us anything, if you look at the situation like Martin Luther King and Selma and all that,
yes.
John Lewis was a teenager at that time. The congressman. It was the young people who made the difference. And all of those movements that we've had, it's been the young people who have, and I don't know if it's an African proverb or there's something that says, young people for war, older people for counsel. You know what I'm saying? So yes. It's time for y'all to step up. How Charles Stern asked the question, how is your book informed by being the daughter of a lawyer and judge?
Can you rephrase the question?
How will you I'm going to rephrase it.
Okay.
What influence being the daughter of a judge, did that play on your book?
Oh, well, my dad actually gave me a few tips on how to write about like a couple of the
And
chapters.
shout out to him, he's listening. He listens every week.
So I feel like by having my dad as a judge, it gave me different perspectives on what can change on the criminal justice system and what are the issues in the criminal justice. So he spoke to me about different topics and different issues that he dealt with on a daily basis being a judge in Mount Vernon. So I feel like it gave me a different insight in what I wanted to improve and see changes.
I'm impressed as well because Damon is a correction officer for 28 years. His wife is a Mount Vernon police detective. And neither one of their kids want anything to do with law enforcement. So the fact that, a lot of times when your father's or officer does that, you kind of go in a different direction.
Yes.
That's not where you want to go. So, and we need more of y'all to go. So now I know you're going to PACE. What are you going to school to become? What do you want to do?
Well, right now I actually am interested in studying law.
Okay.
So I might start studying for the LSATs, but right now I'm a criminal justice major.
Criminal justice major. And where would you like that to take you after school? What would you like to be involved in?
Well, I think for right now I wanted to one day start my a nonprofit for juveniles and try to work with them so they can get a second chance at life.
Okay. Definitely. Anything I haven't asked you yet that you want to tell people about? The book?
About the book?
About you or the book? Or
Oh, well, I'm 20 years old, and basically I'm about to be a junior in college, so I think this is an exciting opportunity. I never really thought that I would get this far, so thank you for everyone that has supported me, and you, Mr. Woodson, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Now, as a writer, I've been a writer all my life. After I got out of being a recording artist, I used to write for the fanzines like Word Up and Black Beat, and then went on to write for The Source, and then the Amsterdam News and stuff like that. And I have a book out. I have a book out about 8 years ago, and I'm working on a book now. One of the hardest things to do about writing a book is where to take it, where to go. What were some of the challenges in writing the book?
Well, writing the book, I just knew that I wanted to make a change, but I didn't know how I wanted to make a change. So
Right.
then I thought that, after reading a couple other criminal justice books and about the system and everything, I realized that, like I said before, they don't state the problem. They don't state the solutions to the problems.
Just the problems, right?
Yes, so I decided to look up innovative ways on how other people have been advocating for change on the criminal justice system. So social media, going to rallies, and how normal people like us have been making change. And
So-
even teenagers too.
So social media, you say that a lot.
Yes.
So I think social media has played a big difference. This country has always had a problem with black people dying at the hands of law enforcement and
Yes.
police criminality. The only thing is now smartphones and the camera. Or we wouldn't have never seen what really happened with Eric Garner when he just told that he was selling some cigarettes and resisted arrest and then he died.
Yes.
We wouldn't have seen the chokehold. We wouldn't have seen several of the other incidences. I forgot what state it is where the cop tried to drop something and then went and shot the guy running away in a park. He tried to say that the guy went for his gun or something, but
I think I
he
heard about
filed
that.
a police report, but the video showed the opposite. In so many
yes.
of those situations, cell phones have been very instrumental. So we're just now getting to see it, and the world is getting to see what a lot of us have to live with, day to day, outside of our community. Well, how else can social media help? Can people use social media?
Well, for the Sudan crisis, I know that I've seen a lot of people turning their avatars or their profile pictures blue. So it encourages people to figure out why everyone's turning their profile pictures blue. And basically they want everyone to know it's a solidarity that we know what's happening and we want to make change. So then other people made links to how to donate money to people in Sudan. So I think that is really helpful to spread information fast in a short amount of time.
Now, the only bad thing, with every good thing, there's a bad thing. The internet and social media specifically has been Pandora's box. For all the good, it's through the internet that the Russians were able to
That's true.
interfere, not just with the election, but they had two groups on Twitter and Facebook, Blacktivists and Blue Lives Matter. And they were using these groups to divide us. There was a rally or something in the city that they are responsible, the Russians. They put it out and other Black Lives Matter type groups got involved and they actually had this rally. It's something they did. And actually when I wrote some stuff against the police about the police doing stuff on social media, racist stuff on social media, I got attacked by Blue Lives Matter. That was the Russians.
Wow.
So for it was social media where they got involved and where a lot of misinformation gets out there. So for every bad there's a good. I mean, for every good there's a bad.
That's
you know
true,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So we have to. A lot of your generation doesn't read the newspapers as much, and even watch TV news as much.
That's
you
true.
get your news from Facebook or from social media. How do you navigate what's true and not true?
Well, for me personally, like after I see something on Instagram or Facebook, I research it on the internet on credible pages and sources first before I repost anything or state my own opinion. Because, like you said, some of it is false news or they're trying to get a reaction out of a certain group of people.
And that's the fastest thing. I noticed, like, some blog will say something and somebody will run with it, and then they tell everybody is their friends and family.
Yes.
So you think your friend and family member know what they're talking about. So you run. There was an incident in church and within church community where there was something about Hezekiah Walker. It was some kind of scandal or something.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't in the mainstream news. This was church folks passing this from on social media, sharing it within 24, 48 hours. This thing was like,
Big.
it went viral and it wasn't true. There's been people like Sinbad, the comedian. They
Yes.
put out that he was dead. His brother had to come on the radio and be like, no, my brother's on vacation. He's alive. Like, there's so much. And it's like when you get something from some unconfirmed source about somebody major, you have to realize that how is this one source that scooping all these major networks,
true,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, about this major person,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you have to, the key word you said is research. And I implore your generation as well as my generation, because there's people my age doing the same thing. They read it on Facebook. It got to be true.
That is true.
And
Yeah.
they just go, they run with it, So I implore, the key word there again was research. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because we gotta, and it's hard with so much misinformation. It's to the point it's coming so fast you don't know
What's true?
and what's not true. Yeah. So, any advice to your generation on what else they can do as far as criminal justice reform and
I think everyone just needs to do their research and find what they're passionate about. If they feel like they want to make a change about something, then they should do the research for it first and then take it to social media, make groups in like their college or high school campus, and then make a change.
Now, the only thing I'd like to add to that is we look at things like Martin Luther King
Yes.
and the marches and all that, but his ultimate goal was changing legislation. And a lot of times, sometimes I see these groups, they march, they shut down the Brooklyn Bridge, have a die-in or whatever in Grand Central Station or whatever, but there's no follow-up.
That is true.
And we need as many people as we need, because everybody can't be on the front lines out there like that, but we need as many people like you to be able to further the conversation. So because we're not talking about changing legislation. We can do all the books and all the radio shows, and we can
Yes.
do all the social media stuff we want. The law is still a law. Nothing changed, and we haven't accomplished anything. We've made it a talking point, but we have to. So that's the only thing that I would add, to anybody listening. We have to use, just like I said, with the state of Mount Vernon. Puerto Rico just showed 1 million Puerto Ricans got in the street and said, this dude got to go.
Yes.
I can't get 5 people in Mount Vernon to stand with me. So I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we have to be the change we want to see. Everybody has a role to play. Everybody can't do what you're doing. Everybody can't do what I'm doing. My partner's more vocal, just press conferences, he does that. Dr. Bob, who's part of the show, his birthday's tomorrow. He's more of a researcher. He's more of a, he'll dig up the court papers and I hate that stuff. He has to everybody, we're only a strong unit because everybody plays their part. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's a part for everybody who's listening. There's a part you can play. There's some part you can play to make the situation better. You don't have to rally. You don't have to be. Some people like, I'm not marching. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing too much more marching either. You know what I mean? I go down there with the camera and tape y'all marching, but I'm not marching. But but no disrespect to the people that do that though.
Yes.
But we all have to play a part. And I'm very excited about the part that you're playing. And I'm very excited to see from that young girl who was asking me them questions about running high school where God takes you in your journey, and I'm really excited to watch your journey.
Thank you.
Yes. So again, the book is called
A New Hope for Justice.
Okay. People can get it when?
December 2019.
And I already put the link up. This is the picture that you gave me of the book so people can see it. I implore everybody, we first off, listen, there's a lot of people her age. She could be doing a lot of other things right now. A lot of people her age, they on their 3rd and 4th kid by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, drugs, whatever, just partying, going even in college, just
That's
partying.
True. Yeah.
Yo, we have to support our youth. Our youth are the future. And I know we say that, but we need to stop giving it just lip service and support those of you that are actually doing it. And I am so again impressed, and I'm imploring. I'm reaching out to all our supporters, for all of y'all who support criminal justice reform. Go hit the link. I shared the link in Facebook. Let me make sure there's no more comments. I shared the link in Facebook. Go there. Is this it right here? Yes. I shared the link with her video and all that on Facebook. Go there, click on that. If you have it, pre-order.
Yes.
Did I say right? Yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say pre-sale. Pre-order a copy of this book. Support this young lady, and so into what she is doing. Anything I didn't ask you, I want to give you time to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, people could follow me on social media too.
That's the question I asked. Okay.
So on Instagram, I can't really pull it up on the computer though.
You couldn't pull up your Instagram?
I can, but like when I type on the I, a 5 pops up.
The who?
The I on the keypad, a 5.
Okay, so go to the next computer and go to the next mic, and we get you. We got plenty of computers over here. And I think, you know what, Bob always sometimes in the middle of the show, Bob switches computers. Okay. Yeah, so it may be the computer. Because he's done that more than once. Give me a mic check. Make sure you're on.
Mic check.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, so social media, follow her on social media. What's your social media stuff?
No, I could just say it?
You can, yeah.
Okay, it's Ayana Writes.
Okay.
For Instagram.
Okay.
And Facebook is my first and last name, Ayana Armstrong.
Okay.
And LinkedIn too. Okay. And that's it.
Okay. How else can people support? I mean, now I know you already got one book done, and you're working on the sales of that. Plans or follow-up books or what?
Well, the first question for other people that want to keep supporting me, they can keep sharing the link with family members and friends so other people could see it. Right. And, well, the Instagram that I just gave them, they can keep viewing the video and tag Yara Shahidi. She's actually an activist, and she's 19 years old, and she's a celebrity, too. So I hopefully she'll see it. Okay. That'll go big.
Well, put the link of her in the comment section for the show, and then I'll find.
Okay.
I will make sure I start tagging her and everything we do too. Now,
Yeah.
what does she do? Do you know her, or are you just trying to reach her?
No, I'm trying to reach her. She's just a celebrity. She's on Grownish, Blackish. If people watch those shows, but
She's the daughter. She's that went to college.
yes.
Okay, that's her. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I do watch. I don't watch Blackish all the time, but I did watch Grownish when she went to college. I
Yes, I
did
like
watch
that show.
Yeah.
So she actually does activist work on Instagram too. So that's how she kind of inspired me that I can make a change too. And she's around my age as well.
Okay. That's what's up.
And a follow-up book, I don't really know about that yet. But I actually write poetry on my own. So I thought that was going to be my first book. But then I decided to do criminal justice reform.
Well, as I told you with the last article you wrote about Charlottesville, open door policy. You ever have something that you want to write, express, the Black Westchester, the paper, the website is there for you. If you ever have anything you want to discuss, or issue, or speak, because we need to hear from your age group on a lot of the issues that are plaguing us right now.
Yes.
So anytime you want to speak about an issue, please just hit me and get you back on here.
I
Because
definitely
we
will.
need more people your age. We need people to hear from your age group. And we don't hear enough from your age group in a positive way. We hear
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
in a
true.
negative
Yes.
way. But I just want to congratulate you with all that you do. I just want to wish you the best of luck. I want to encourage everybody to go out and support this book, to go and pre-order this book. Like I said, the link is there. And like she said, share the link with others, with family members, with friends. Somebody named Robin Elizabeth just said, "Shine, young queen, shine."
Thank you.
Yes. And you know, that's what we tried to do. Another thing, we started this show to change the narrative of how we're portrayed in the media. Now, if you were causing some kind of crime or something, man, you'd be on everything. You wouldn't have to worry about publicity. Try to do something positive. Like
Barely hear
News
about
12 need to be talking to you, and I'm News 12 and Loha, the Journal News, need to be talking to you. These are the stories that don't get always portrayed in our community, so you only see. And again, for all of y'all who say I only say stuff to make Mount Vernon look bad, this is a shining example. Mount Vernon Public School, positive young lady doing her thing, and I wanted people to see that. And we have to, if we had to pick up the slack where the other media wasn't going to give people like you an avenue to be seen, to shine a spotlight on you.
Thank you.
So this is what we started this show for. Future Society, stand proud young lady. Yes,
Thank
so
you.
you're starting to get comments. Everybody, I'm serious, yo. I know you hear me talk about a lot. I want everyone who can hear me. This will be on blackwestchester.com today or tomorrow. Everybody who's going to watch the video later, I want you to click on the link. I want you to order a copy of this book. I want to show this publisher that, yo, we need more. See, book publishers in Hollywood don't think we want to hear these kind of stories. They want to give us all the ignorant stuff,
Yes.
all the ratchet stuff, the housewives of whoever the hell, whatever. So we need to show the publishers out there that these are the kind of things that we want to read, that we want more of this kind of stuff. And it's kind of like the same as voting. By ordering a copy of this book, you're casting a vote to publishers that these are the kind of things that we want.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So go out and order a copy, order 2 copies, order a copy as a Christmas gift for somebody else. Share the link with others. If you don't want to, volume. Let's see. Can't you hear me? I turned all the volume up. So if you can, if even if you just want to make a donation and you don't want a copy of the book, put a donation in there.
Yes.
Sow into this young lady's life. And that's what I'm imploring everybody to do, encouraging everybody to do, everybody who can hear me, all our supporters. Let's support this young lady.
Thank you so much.
Any last words? Anything else?
Follow me on my social media that I told AJ about.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you so much for everyone that watched my video on the Black Westchester, and thank you so much in advance.
Not a problem. And do me a favor, email me all your social media, and when I post this up later, I'll make sure I put all the social media behind it. But I want to congratulate you again, give you another round of applause. They got two computers screens. I got like 6 screens and 5 mice, and I'm like, which one is that? So, yeah. But I definitely want to applaud you, and don't let this be the last time you come. I want to hear about the success of this book. I want to hear about what you're doing next, and I definitely want to hear your voice on some of these issues that when you have something that you want to address that's in our community that we need to address, I want to give you an open door. So
okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Have a good one.
You too. Have a great rest of the weekend.
You too.
And good luck with the book.
Thank you.
and when it comes out, I want an autographed copy. I want you to come up here, autograph me a copy. Yes.
I got you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. And say hello to your dad for me. Your dad is the coolest. Your dad. No, seriously. I just want to say, I interview a lot of candidates and a lot of judges, citywide judges, countywide judges. And your dad, was it 2015, 2016, 2016, one of them years, whatever year it was, he was one of the first people that come through. He had his social media dude. He had his dude. The dude was taking pictures, putting stuff. Like, he understood, and a lot of candidates don't, and a lot of more now. But I mean, especially then. But he was prepared. Like I do social media, so I was really impressed. Dude was all over the computer. He took pictures. I got pictures of me from angles I ain't never had before. Your dad's cool, and your dad's one of the fair ones. Him and Judge Nichelle Johnson, I believe. I have not been in either courtroom, and thank goodness, and for good or bad. I mean, but from what I hear, they're both fair. I mean, that's all we can ask for our judges is to be fair when it comes to judging. I mean, there's penalties to be paid for things, but they're fair. You know what I'm saying? And that's your dad is the coolest.
Thank you. I know you appreciate it. He probably watches.
He watches every week. Yeah. So I just want to tell you, because I'm gonna tell you, I all the stuff I did in the music business, and all the stuff, and people used to give me all this love. When I took my daughter to the Apollo, and when Kid Capri was like, "Do you know how cool your dad is?" Once Kid Capri said it, like, oh, my daughter, I was cool again. And my daughter, like, no, she heard it from everybody else, but she needed to hear it from somebody that she thought was cool. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to say that to you.
Thank you.
All right, you too. All right, bye-bye. Back to the show. That was our artist spotlight. Ayanna Armstrong, daughter of Judge Armstrong, graduate of Mount Vernon, I think 2017. Yes, I did, Robin. I posted the link. I will post it again. I'm going to keep posting it because we need to support this young lady. Black Westchester did a spotlight on her. There's a video in there promoting her book, and there's a link in the story to financially support her book. Definitely go. There's the link, Robin. Everybody share that link on your social media. Everybody go out and support that book. We have to. Listen, man. We got a lot of young people out there that are not doing anything positive. We always complain that our youth are not, being out of control, doing all these negative things. And that's all you hear. But we don't support them when they do something positive. And that's on all of us. We have to go out. We have to go out and support our youth, especially when they're doing something positive. And I want everybody, listen, we have a large reach. A lot of y'all always compliment on what a great job we're doing. You like the show. You like the content of what we do. I'm asking all of y'all, support this young lady. Yo. And for all of y'all, again, who say I'll never show nothing good about Mount Vernon, this is a Mount Vernon graduate, product of the Mount Vernon Public Schools, grew up in Mount Vernon. This young lady is going to go on to do great things, and we need to encourage her, to support her with with our wallets and not just our words. So like I said, everybody go buy a copy of the book, make a donation. Shout out to her father, Judge Adrian Armstrong. Job well done, sir. You can always tell a tree by its fruits. So I just want to say job well done, sir. If you're still listening, definitely have a great young lady there. Great young lady. Is there anything? So we were going back. We were talking about Mount Vernon. We talking about anything else? I don't. I don't think Dr. Bob's gonna make it in. I don't think Prince Robinson's gonna make it in. Lorraine is not here. Damon is still celebrating his birthday. This is birthday weekend. One more time, shout out to Damon K. Jones and Tasha Young, who celebrated their birthdays yesterday. And Dr. Bob's birthday is tomorrow. So see and wish them all a happy birthday if you haven't on social media. Shout out to Ken Bright. Shout out to Alita Johnson. Shout out to Robin Elizabeth, Future Society, Caitlin Gleason, Nesta. I said Nesta. Yes, Nesta. I posted the link. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm going to post it again. I'm going to keep posting it on here. That is the link to the author spotlight I did, and the link to her book is in there, and the video that I showed is also in there, so you can watch the video and hear her talk about it in her own words. I will edit this up, the portion of the show with her on it, and I will post that on Black West Justice sometime tomorrow. Again, putting the link in there, and I'm asking all of y'all go out and support this young lady. We need to sow seeds into our young people that are doing things. Yes. You know what? This is why we started. Again, like I told you, this is why we started this. Damon and I, we get caught with the whole holding powerful people's feet to the fire, calling out corruption. But these are the times like this, I'm very happy. We've been trying to do a lot more little author spotlights. We had Maxine Campbell, another powerful young lady from Mount Vernon that has a book out now. That's on Black Westchester as well. Support that as well. We're going to be bringing on a lot more authors over the next couple of months. People that we think that you also support. We need to support. We need to support. I encourage everybody to support black business, and I stand by that as a black business owner. I always encourage y'all to support black media, and I stand by that as somebody who does black media. But we have to support our black authors. Again, buying these books shows the publishing companies that this is what we want to read. When we get movies that come out that are positive movies, going to the theater, buying that ticket is showing Hollywood, these are the kind of movies we want to see. We can't keep supporting the negative stuff and get mad and say that's all they give us. If that's what they can make money on, they in business. It's about business for them. That's what they making money on, then that's what they gonna give us. What we buying. If we watching all the ratchet TV, it's supposed to be reality TV, all the real lives, the real love and hip hop, which I don't see much love or hip hop on that show, but we watching all. They're gonna keep giving us these reality shows. They're gonna keep giving us this negative stuff. They're gonna keep making these hood type movies, and I'm not down in all of them because some of them are good. You know what I'm saying? But for every Boys in the Hood, a Menace to Society, there's a whole bunch of buffoonery out there. And that's all people see of us. We have to support what we want. You can't complain about the music that's on the radio and you or your kids own all of those records. Then that's what they're going to keep putting out there. I remember having a conversation with KRS a while back, and he had went from B-Boy Records, he was on Jive now, and he put out his first album. First album did pretty good. It went gold or whatever, just short of platinum. And when he went to put out the next album, I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember. I think they pulled back on his budget a little bit. At the same time, Too Short, which is my man, but he just went 5 times platinum. Guess where they put their money? They didn't put it into the positive things, the promotion, into the positive music KRS is making. They put it into that Too Short next album because Too Short sold 5 million. So y'all, 5 million people over the 500,000 people that brought KRS showed that that's what we wanted. So where we don't have a lot of leaders in that industry, we have a lot of followers. Everybody went to try to find the next Too Short, and nobody was looking for the next KRS. And that's on us. That's on us. So again, we need to support what it is that we want. We want more positive books. Many of us have low standards and just love being entertained. I agree with you, Ken Bright. Unfortunately, that is the case. You entertain us. You know, you got some free barbecue, free cookouts, some free food, get some free giveaways. Yo, no matter what else they do to you, you know, so we have to stand up and fight for what we want. Again, like I said, look at Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico just showed us the way. 1 million Puerto Ricans was like, nah, this dude got to go. It was national news. I can't get 5 of y'all to stand with me at City Hall tomorrow. So, complaining is one thing, but what are you willing to do about it? What are you going to do for the change? Nobody's going to change nothing because it's the right thing to do. Every achievement and that we've made in this country, everything that we've got in this country was on the back of somebody who had to fight for it, who had to sacrifice, who had dogs coming at them and getting risk going to jail and water hose turned on them or killed. A lot of our leaders have been killed so that we can have what we have today. And we so busy resting on their laurels, we don't fight for, like that generation fought for our generation. What are we doing to fight for the next generation? While you talking about the youth is out of control and they're not paying us no mind, look at the world they're inheriting from us. What are we doing for their future? They're watching. And we ain't doing nothing. Now, yeah, I know it's a few of you that are doing it, and there's just a few, and that's it. The rest of y'all are sitting on your asses, ain't doing shit. And that's why we're in the situations we are. That's why we're in the situations of 2 mayors in the city of Mount Vernon and what's going on in Mount Vernon. That's why the black community is the way it is around the country. That's why law enforcement just gets away with, you know, doing what they want to do. We're not standing up for our own. No other group of people go through what we have gone through for the amount of time that we have gone through. Every other group of people stand up and fight. And they get changes. Now, I'm not trying to say you turn the city upside down like they did in Ferguson, but it was only because they did that Eric Holder come to the city and review the case. I'm not saying violence is always the key. Sometimes you have to be tactical. But bottom line, we have to fight. Nobody is going to do it for you. If it ain't worth fighting for, then stop complaining. That's all I got to say. Stop complaining. Again, I want to shout out my man, 50 Grand, Damon K. Jones. His birthday was yesterday. Tasha Young, her birthday was yesterday. Dr. Bob, his birthday is tomorrow. Join me and celebrate with all of them on social media. Hit their Facebook pages. Give them a shout out if you haven't already. Support this young lady's book. I've got the link up. I'm going to keep putting the link up. And all the other black authors that we've had on the show, we've had on Black Westchester, pay attention. Check them out. Support them. Pain makes changes. This is Ken Bright. Pain makes changes, capital letters. Unfortunately, capital letters, this will have to take place. Complacency is our issue. I agree with you 100%, Ken Bright. And you know what? The 5 years that we've been doing this Black Westchester thing, we've been doing this radio show, we've been informing people, we've been trying to tell the people where the information is. You can only bring horses to water. You can't make them drink. I can't make them drink. I'm going to keep showing you where the water is. I'm going to keep showing you where the information is. I'm going to keep showing you where to find it. But you got to research it. You got to drink that water. You got to do the work. I can't do it for you. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm a little tired of being out there. In the 5 years, there's been so many people we stepped up and we fought for. And when the darts started coming back at us, and we turn around, the people that we fighting for ain't even here. Why I'm getting hit? Because of your issue. Real talk. I'm going to tell you, with this coming, we starting a whole new year, the paper. If you're not going to fight for your issue, neither am I. Don't call Black Westchester. Don't call us. Don't call us. Real talk. I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear what I gotta say. I mean, it is what it is. Coming to the close of the show, I want to thank everybody who did tune in. I want to thank everybody who supported us again. This is next week is the official 5-year anniversary of the People Before Politics radio show. Again, 5 years, baby. It started August 3rd, 2014. Me and Damon entered the studio for the first time. 5 years later, helped a lot of people along the way, righted some wrongs, held a lot of people's feet to the fire, hopefully informed a lot of people, hopefully I've been the voice for the voiceless, and we're going to continue on. We thank everybody who has supported us. The website, 5 years, the radio show, 5 years, the newspaper, the next issue is the 2-year anniversary. But freedom ain't free. We're going to need your support, too. People come to us when they need us to fight for them. We need y'all to come out and advertise. There's a lot of people that you do fight for that are never going to be in a place to advertise. But there's a lot of y'all that blow a lot of smoke up our asses, that support us with your words and not your wallets. Talk about how important we are to the community. Well, if you want to see us to continue to be important, we need you to support us, like I said, with more than words. We need you to support us with your wallets. Because I could be doing something else altogether different. I could be making me some money doing something. I could have had an entertainment publication talking about what everybody's doing and all the celebrities is doing and all of that. I wouldn't have to be coming to nobody for advertising. I wouldn't have to be asking for none of that, because y'all will all read that to find out what the latest celebrity did, who got the dirt on who's doing what. Oh, y'all will all read that. Y'all will all support that. I'm giving this away free. Y'all will buy a copy of that. Again, we have to do better for our communities. We have to do better for our people. We have to be the change that we want to see. Complaining about what's going on in Mount Vernon City Hall, complaining about what's going on in the White House, complaining what's going on in the police department or whatever corporation, corporate America. The people that are there, they don't care about none of that. They don't care about you complaining. As long as you don't do nothing about it, they don't care. You can complain all you want. But it's not going to change until you do something. Everything that has changed in this country is because people stood up. You got the right to vote because people made a big deal about it. Okay, everybody does not know I'm on the radio. People are calling me to do things. Update for Brenda. I don't know if this is for public consumption or not, but I'm going to read it because everybody was asking. Her husband is still in a comatose-like state, but breathing on his own is needed. So continue to pray for him to breathe on his own and for full brain recovery. I'm asking everybody, I spoke on that earlier, I'm asking everybody also support Brenda L. Crump and her family. I need all the prayer warriors out there, for real. Y'all talking about God this and God that. And all my prayer warriors I need to get on and pray for Brenda and her family. And everybody who can, I need y'all to click on that link and put something in her GoFundMe for her family. I need everybody to do that. We can't just be, people say, yo, I got your back. Yeah, I've heard that a whole lot of times. So I went through something and I couldn't find none of those people who said that. So put your money where your mouth is. And all my prayer warriors out there, it's time to pray. We need to pray for Brenda's family. Pray for her husband. Not going to keep beating y'all in the head too much more. But you got the links to Brenda's GoFundMe. You got the links to this young lady's book. I said what I had to say. This has been another episode of People Before Politics, episode number 215, I believe. I'm not sure. Next week is the anniversary, the 5-year anniversary. Shout out to all the co-hosts that have come along the way. Shout out to all the writers who have contributed to Black Westchester. Shout out to all the supporters, the readers, the one that read everything, that listen to every show, that tune in later when they miss the show, they listen to it on Facebook. They spread the word. Shout out to all the advertisers. Shout out to all that help with the distribution. Shout out to anyone who has played any part in the success of Black Westchester. While you see me in this chair on the show, and you see my name and Damon's name as the owners of this movement, it's not just the two of us. There are so many other people playing a role. Shout out to Dr. Bob for all he does, Lorraine Lopez for all she does, for everybody who holds us down. We could not be here if it wasn't for all of you. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Until next week, this has been Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show. We're on every Sunday, 6 to 8, on InTheMixRadio.com. Give me that real talk for the communities in 2014. And again, you can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on YouTube. You can go to www.inthemixradio.com with 2 X's. You can download the In The Mix Radio app and listen to the show. Again, Mix has 2 X's. Download the app. And while you won't be able to watch the video, you can listen to the audio on live365.com. That's live365.com. And I'm sure in a couple of weeks, Cruz will have like 10 other ways for you to listen to us because he's always doing something. Want to shout out DJ Cruz for this, for putting this together, so we have a place to come speak to y'all every week, to come bring y'all the issues every week. This studio has grown a lot since I've been here, and I'm sure he got much more in store. So I just want to shout all that out. Shout everybody out who held us down. Happy birthday to my partner Damon K. Jones. Happy birthday to Tasha Young, and happy birthday tomorrow to the one and only Dr. Bob Robert Baskerville, my homie. Until next week, we'll be celebrating the 5-year anniversary. Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not